There are some events in life that no matter how hard you try, you can't adequately capture the moment. The full eclipse is one of those moments. I've never seen a picture or even a video that accurately depicts what it looks like in person. In our video, the full eclipse appears to be a little dot in the sky, whereas in person, it actually looks quite large. Every single person we encountered who witnessed the full eclipse said the same exact thing. They had no idea how spectacular it would be. And try as they might, there's no way to adequately describe it. If I had to try, I might pick a word like extravagant. An event like this snaps us out of blindly going through our day-to-day life and causes us to ponder things our minds can't understand, like eternity. It brings into focus how magnificent the creation is, and the Creator is always more complex than the creation. It's a little glimpse at how unfathomably magnificent God the Creator is. Events like this make me feel small, and though I'm not a scholar, I think it makes even the smartest scholars seem small by comparison. Since I don't have words to adequately describe the eclipse, I'll just say in my simple way, it was some pretty fancy looking stuff. We're cutting this young hardwood tree on our woodshop property for the whittling project we'll be tackling in the northern forest. We're not permitted to cut trees on property that's not our own without permission. We always follow these rules.
Today is April 7th, 2024. The eclipse is tomorrow, which would be April 8th, 2024. And We've traveled 2 hours from our wood shop to get up here and be in the path of totality for the eclipse. The sun's going to be completely blocked out by the moon, and looks like we're going to have gorgeous weather. Looks like the forecast is clear, which is a big unknown. And at any rate, we're staying at Northern Waters Outfitters. They've opened up their camping area to us, and I'll just say great people. They've treated us very well. They cater to canoeists and kayakers, and they're mostly open in the summertime. And Errol, New Hampshire is just a beautiful place to come if you like to canoe or kayak. There's all kinds of wilderness routes, and Northern Waters Outfitters can set those plans in motion for you. And they also offer like pick up and drop off kind of service, shuttle. And I'll say that their prices are very, very, very fair. So if you're looking for an adventure, this would be a cool place to come. But again, we're kind of here off season. We're camping up here in the snowbank, and we're going to go see the eclipse tomorrow. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the project that we're going to be tackling. I'm going to be whittling out a spinning top just with a case knife, pocket knife. And there's just something really satisfying about carving and whittling with a knife, a sharp edge. I've experienced all kinds of different types of wood carving, from chainsaws to power tools and big extravagant projects. And like a lot of endeavors in life, when you go through all that kind of a thing, there's something really beautiful and satisfying about kind of going back to the very roots and the simplicity of it. And for carving wood, it doesn't get much more simple than a sharp edge, a knife, and a piece of wood. Again, we're going to be whittling out a spinning top. It's a project that most people can do, and we're going to tackle that tomorrow during the eclipse out on the water. We're going to take the canoe out for a paddle, and I would liken it to trout fishing. I started out trout fishing with my dad and my grandfather on the small mountain streams, just clear, cold water with beautiful native brook trout. Some people laugh at me because the trout are so small. They say the fish are small, but there's something really, like I've done fly fishing, I've been saltwater fishing, I've caught giant fish and giant trout, and I've done all kinds of different types of complicated techniques in fishing. And there's just something really satisfying about going back to the roots of where that started. And going back to just that simple worm in a brook that my dad and my grandfather took me when I was a kid. And I find that I gravitate toward that, and I find as much or more enjoyment in those simple little pleasures of catching those little trout. And a lot of times some of the more complicated types of fishing. So that's kind of what knife whittling is. And we're going to tackle a project tomorrow, and we're really excited to see the eclipse.
It's a little after 9 o'clock at night, and we're getting ready to turn out the lights and turn in for the evening. But just really excited about the eclipse in the morning, so we're going to get an early start. Morning of the eclipse. We got to the boat launch here bright and early. We're not sure how big of a crowd. There's a pretty big to-do and event around this, so they're expecting an influx of a lot of people in the state. But so we're here at the boat launch nice and early, and we're making breakfast and coffee. You guys just saw the sunrise. And then we're going to be headed out on the water. Push that up.
We've canoed a good ways up this river in anticipation of seeing the eclipse, and just a beautiful spot. There's a lot of waterfowl out, a lot of geese and ducks, and we actually saw an eagle chasing a goose, but we missed it. It happened pretty quick. But just very excited. The eclipse, I think, totality is like 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I think it actually starts around 2 o'clock. So just very excited. It's a bluebird day. There's literally not a cloud in the sky. And so for this area of New Hampshire that we're in, I've camped and fished extensively and canoed. And it's very rare to have a real clear day like this, especially in April. There's typically a lot of cloud cover and rain and that kind of stuff. So just a spectacular day for an eclipse. It's almost too good to be true. And we're very excited to be here and witness it. Maybe not. So this is a case knife, and it's actually a canoe pattern. And the reason that they call it a canoe pattern is because the shape of the housing of the knife almost looks like a canoe. If you take away the blades, you can kind of see the canoe shape. And I just love the case knives. They're American made, just quality. This particular one features an Indian with a canoe on the blade itself. And I'm generally not a big fan of designs on the blade, but that one's just kind of cool. But this is just a lovely knife. The fit and finish is just very high quality. There's no gaps anywhere on it, and the bone and the metal meet up real nice. We're gonna talk a little bit more about case knives in the video, but this one is so pristine I almost hate to use it. I am gonna use it. I'm gonna carve the top today with it. But to me, this is what I would call a Sunday morning knife. This is just such a lovely knife that it's something that I would save for my pocket for Sunday mornings when we go to church. So I just quickly wanted to talk about whittling the wood, whittling the top if you're going to be tackling this project yourself. One of the things that kind of helps, because you want the top to be centrifugal so that it spins properly. It can be a little bit challenging with the knife. Usually tops are made on a lathe, which spins them so that they're perfectly round. So one of the things that'll help you if you're going to whittle a top with a knife is to find the center of the wood. Try and find a reasonably straight piece of wood, and then you're going to line the center. So the center would be the tip of the top here, and then if the bottom of the top were down on this end, you again put the center right there. And you may have to adjust and tweak things a little to try and get it to spin true, but that's a good rule of thumb to start from. And the other thing that I will say about whittling a top is that this point on the bottom is very important. You're going to want to leave plenty of room there. Make sure you have a very defined point on the bottom. That's what the top actually spins on.
Case knives originated 135 years ago in the year 1889. It started as a small family-run business. A case knife has become more than high-quality materials crafted into an elegant, well-built knife. The case knife has become the physical embodiment of a bygone era. They represent a time before smartphones and a global economy, a time when our grandparents looked through the eyes of their childhood youth and gazed longingly through the glass at the local hardware store, hoping to receive one of these knives for Christmas. It was a generation of men and women who weren't afraid to get their hands dirty. They were full of sweat, grit, hard work, and determination. These knives were often passed down from one generation to the next, a testament to their quality. The knives carry the famous Case XX mark. The saying goes that the knives are double tested, but never bested. Case knives have become collectible and are one of the few brands that hold their value if kept in good condition. I believe they hold this value because they're more than a knife. A case knife is a memory, carried in our pocket of a generation of rugged individuals, roughnecks if you will, that helped build a great nation. So we had chili mac lined up for lunch. Casey made a real nice pasta dish that we were going to heat up, and I just dumped it all over the ground. So luckily we had some sausage in the cooler. We're resorting to plan B. And we don't have any rolls, but at least we have some sausage and some peppers and onions. So.
Yep.
Think it made a difference what you did, or it's...
Yep. I have to get it just right. I think it was too close to the lens.
That is just crazy. Look at that. Can you see the stars in the camera too?
I can see with the really bright one, yeah.